Hey, what's going on, guys? Before you watch this video, I just want to say I'm sorry for the late release of videos and series because I have been having a lot of trouble with copyright these days, and it's really hard to get the hang of it. So please enjoy this video.
Hello everybody, it is KillerKizza here, and I am on my Druid Prowl, and what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be showing you my glyphs, talents, everything that I do on my Druid to basically make you rank 1 awesome, even though I'm not rank 1 at all. This is just how you should play Boomkin. For talents, for level 15 talents, you can either go with Wild Charge or Displacer Beast. With Displacer Beast, I just pick that because it's an easy getaway. If you're getting focused or if you're snared, it will get you out of the snare immediately and it teleports you forward. It doesn't. Last patch it made you go activate Prowl, but now it doesn't, and that's very sad. It's very saddening. Wild Charge, you could do this too. In Boomkin form, you bound backwards. It's like the Hunter disengage. It's really effective if you're like near a cliff or something. You can jump up that, and a paladin can bop you or do something to take no fall damage. It's really good. Now for level 30, many people take renewal, and I don't understand why, because if you take Nature's Swiftness, it's immediate spell on it's immediate CC, Cyclone, Entangling Roots, all of those. And this is for Boomy. This isn't for any other specs. I would not know any other specs except Feral, because I also am a Feral. But I'm not going to go over Feral right now. You would not take Cenarian Ward, because that's obviously a heal. That's Resto. Nature's Swiftness will easily get you, I'm actually not quite sure, an 86k. An 86k is a hell of a lot more than 30%. And plus, if you pop Heart of the Wild, which I use, Heart of the Wild, I'll get there in a sec, it'll heal a lot more. For level 45 talents, all 3 of these will actually work. You have to actually coordinate what level 45 talent you want as a druid in RBGs, or and I should probably say this is for PvP. This is not for PvE at all. This isn't for damage, DPS. This is for survivability and usefulness in arena and RBGs. I usually roll with Typhoon because I will usually have a DK or something, or my own vortex. I'll push people to the side of a mountain, and I will Typhoon all of them off the edge. But usually we have a elemental shaman for that, or a hunter who can explosive trap it. So I'll either take Fury Swarm for a rogue or any other thing to make them not go invisible and make their movement speed slowed, or I'll do Mass Entanglement for some epic peels on my healers. There's a DK keep going off. If there's some melee going off on my healers, I'll go Mass Entanglement. They'll all be entangled, and it's out. Mass Entanglement is really good. Now for level 60, this is a hard one because a lot of druids want Soul of the Forest, and I would not take Soul of the Forest just for the main reason that we are PvP. Or if you're watching this, you're probably PvP, or else if you're PvE, I got nothing for you here. You're probably just gonna flame me for that. And when lunar eclipse ends, you gain 40. You gain 40 for each one, but you don't want that as PvP. You want to stay in one eclipse as long as possible, and it's much better to have this because obviously 25% more damage on arcane and nature spells while one of the eclipses are active, and you just can't beat that. But there is Force of Nature. You could also use this in RBGs for Temple of Katmugu. Force of Nature is very viable for balance, because when you summon the 3 Trents, when you have an orb, the Trents will do 20k damage each hit instead of 7.8k. It is an outstanding thing to use, and you'll drop people like crazy. Alright, for the 75 talent, well, for the 60, I would mostly recommend Incarnation, but it's just Force Nature, Incarnation all the way. For 75, Ursula's Vortex, no doubt. If you are a druid in PvP, if you but not if you are a boomkin in PvP, you need Ursula's Vortex, or else you will not get into RBGs at all. Ursula's Vortex is what you do to mix together with Solar Beam. What you do is you use a vortex on the ground and a solar beam, and I'll show all the demonstrations of the talents at the very end when I get through everything. And Heart of the Wild. Now, the level 90 talents are the most controversy talents that any druid can pick. They're the hardest ones to pick, no doubt. Dream of Cenarius, I hate this talent. It's only a 30% increase when you use a heal. It's not even good, honestly. I can get why some people would use it for their bursts, like they would pop NS and then a healing touch to get 2 increased things for Pharaoh, but it's not better than Nature's Vigil or Heart of the Wild. So you can pretty much cross this off unless you're a rank 1 and you just want to make things harder for yourself and push yourself and try seeing if it would be better. The bonuses do last for 30 seconds. I did not see that. That could be viable, but it's not viable for arenas or anything else. Nature's Vigil. Ever since Nature's Vigil got nerfed by 10%, I never used it again. 10% for me just isn't going to be enough. I just had a drop right there in frame rate. 10% damage done and healing is just not going to be enough for anything. When Heart of the Wild, it'll give you, when you're in, if you are, let's say you're balanced, you're a balanced druid, you're a boomkin, and you're 50% health, you just pop Heart of the Wild, NS, and then Healing Touch, instant 300k health right there. It's crazy. And a Rejuvenation, right now Rejuvenation only does 12k, I'll do a demonstration at the end. Rejuvenation will be hitting 50k. It is the best survivability thing ever, and if you're Restoration and you don't need the healing done, what it does is it makes, as you can see right now, you can probably read it, what it does is it just gives you bonus stats for all other things, and plus the main increased stamina, agility, and intellect at 6% at all times. So you can be in balance, and instead of having 10% increase on your actual balance moves, if you pop Heart of the Wild, you can go cat form, and then you can go do 90k crits with a mangle when you're in balance. And it will do that because when you are in balance, the only let me go to attributes. Okay, the only agility you have is not a lot at all, but when you pop Heart of the Wild, you'll have around 30k agility. 30k agility, yes. A normal feral druid will only have about 15k. Not even 15k. That's just a guess. So it is crazy damage that you will be pouring out as feral, and crazier survivability if you use it when you're in bear form. Alright. Moving on to Glyphs. Glyph of Stampede. I love the Glyph of Stampede because when you use Stampede, it gets rid of all roots and moving and parrying effects. But when you are a druid, you can just quickly switch out of Moonkin form and switch back in, or any other form to be exact, and you'll get out of a root. But I hate doing that because then when you get out of Moonkin form, you lose the 10% damage and the 15% damage reduction. That's why I have all these. If I have to do this and my Stampeding Roar isn't up, right when I try casting a move, it'll just put me back in Boomy where I have all my things. And bam. Just had to do that. Alright. This is my hut. This is no one else's. This is mine. Alright. Next glyph is Glyph of the Moon Beast. You have to have this if you are PvPing as a boomkin. This is a must. What it is it allows you to cast heals while you're in boomkin. This can correlate with Heart of the Wild. It'll make your life so much easier with survivability. Oh, look at that. Guild got an achievement. Glyph of Solar Beam. This is another must. You will not get into RBGs unless you have this. It increases the radius of your solar beam by 100%. And I'm going to be showing you what all these talents and glyphs are going to be meant for at the end of the video. and it's going to be awesome. Now, if you don't want this extra healing, which you really, really want, I would strongly advise you have this. But if you don't want the extra healing, or you don't want the moving and parrying thing, and you can just deal with switching in and out of Moonkin form, you can just go for Bark Skin, the major glyph Bark Skin, which will make you so basically enemies can't crit on you for however long Bark Skin is active. Those are the only really viable glyphs for the Moonkin. I mean, I guess you could do Glyph of Cyclone, but that really would not matter. Maybe Glyph of Fury Fire, Hurricane. It slows them in, but really the only really thing you need. And of course, minor glyphs. You can just have some fun with these, unless you are you're going for fast caps. Then you want increase your swim speed by 50% in aquatic form. Especially on Twin Peaks, if you're a Druid and you have the flag, this isn't going to be probably for RBGs, but if you have the flag and you're a Druid, and you pick Wild Charge, use your Wild Charge in the water while in Orca form or whatever you have, Orca form, aquatic form, and you'll go faster than a flying mount inside the water, and it is fun. It is major fast cappage. Alright, now I'm going to go show you all the techniques as a Druid on what to do. Okay, I am back. I'm on the training dummies, and the training, I actually literally walked about 15 feet. Okay, so now for the first thing, Displacer Beast. Let's see if I can, okay, going Boomkin. Displacer Beast, like I said before, it just shoots you forward, and it gives you a 3-second movement speed increase, and it is crazy good to get out of roots and everything. And I am a Tauren. I hate being in roots. They just make me mad and mad and mad. So what Nature's Swiftness, like I said, if you use Renewal, it's only 30%, but when you use Nature's Swiftness and then a Healing Touch, bam, if it crits, that's half your health right there all the way back up. Typhoon, obviously what I said, their dummies are immune to it because they're stuck on the ground, but that would all be the same. I'm going to pop my burst at the very end of the video, so I'll save our incarnation for that. Ursula's Vortex. Ursula's Vortex, this is what I'm talking about for RBGs. Now, when you have the Glyph of Solar Beam active, and you go up, all you need to do is, maybe you want to like root them in place first, you'll root them, except they're immune so I can't, you'll root them, and so that will give you enough time to cast the Solar Beam of Vortex. Now what the Solar Beam does is it silences all enemies inside that area. That's why you want the bigger radius. And the Vortex makes it so if it lands, if you cast the Vortex on someone, they will get sucked back into the Vortex. So if they try leaving the silenced area, they will be pulled back into the silenced area, and they'll be silenced for a whole however long the Vortex effects are, or however long they the Solar Beam is there. For the last thing now, well, not last thing, is Heart of the Wild. You see, when you use Nature's Vigil, you will see healing done to yourself when you spam Moonfire and Sunfire, because it will heal you, but for 25% of the damage done. But that's not a lot, even when you pop your macro. That's not nearly enough to survive. So with Heart of the Wild, I'm going to do some demonstrations. You guys saw before, my Nature's Swiftness plus Healing Touch was critting 180k and was healing for 60 to 80k. And my Rejuvenation right now, as it is, 12k, 12k, 12k. Minus the haste, that doesn't matter. So now, a normal Healing Touch without the effects of it is 60k. So Rejuvenation, 12k. Healing Touch, 60k. Nature's Swiftness plus Healing Touch, crit 180k and stuff like that. But now, as I pop Heart of the Wild, it lasts 45 seconds, and my Rejuvenations are doing immediately double the damage. 48k, 23k. You just spam that, and that'll be good. Now here's the big heal. If it crits, it's going to be huge. 165k non-crit with Nature's Swiftness. With Nature's Swiftness. Normal one, 40k more on normal ones. 231k crit. It's crazy. And then when you go into, you see my agility? When you go into cat form, 28,000 agility. You can go up, rip some gnarly hits off with your Druid form, get them DOTs on them, and then pop right back out. And then when you go into bear form, your armor immediately shoots up. Let's go down to defensive armor. Just crazy, crazy, crazy. And you still get agility when you go into bear form. And when you use nature, well then Heart of the Wild wore off. When you use nature's, when you use Heart of the Wild, you can, I don't know where I'm going with that. Alright, now I'm going to pop my burst. Okay, I'm going to pop my burst on these level 85 training dummies because those dummies are boss dummies and my hit cap is for PvP, which means it's impossible to miss on people up to 95, but over 90, I mean 90, but over 90 there's a possibility I'll miss, and that don't really apply to me because I'm PvP. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 0. I'm going to use, obviously, Astral Communion. And you see, as Boomkins, we like being in Solar Eclipse. I need to check what it was called. But we would prefer to be in... there we go. We would prefer to be in Lunar. So, right, if you have the set bonuses of having to be able to use your Astral Communion while moving, you just need to switch into a different form at 75. Now you're going to do this because when you get your instant cast Star Surge, then that Star Surge is going to get you into your Eclipse. And you do that because you want to get as many Starfalls off as you can. So let's just dot up these trainee dummies. As you can see, I'm spamming my macro that gives them all. Alright, there's the proc. I'm going to use it, and then see, I have an immediate another Starfall. And an immediate another proc that I'm going to use, or save. So right when that Starfall's down, I'm just going to cast another Starfall. Get all my dots up. And right when that Starfall ends, pop my burst, and I get another Starfall. And I just spam, and then hopefully you will get a thing, and it's just madness damage. Crazy how many numbers you get. You just want to spam Moonfire and Sunfire, and hopefully you get procs. So that's 3 Starfalls in a row. 110 card crit. Swag. That is 3 Starfalls in a row that are going to be very helpful towards your damage and raid. And guaranteed, if you use this burst in the middle of Alliance or Horde, whatever faction you are, you will be top damage. No doubt in my mind you will be top damage. Alright guys, I thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe. Tell me if you want me to do this little show and tell kind of thing of my character's talents and glyphs on my warrior, monk, mage, paladin, those mother 4 guys. I'm going to be leveling a hunter soon, so if you have any hunter tips for me, just post them in the comments below. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There will be new videos coming up soon from my Tomb Raider and Lego Star Wars series. They will be uploaded tomorrow when this comes out. And I hope you guys have a great night / day, whatever it is for you. And thank you for watching.